Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 6th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and you will catch me live. But let's see what is going on for you here, Virgo. And I dropped a card. We'll take it. It's the Ten of Cups. I'm just going to put it off to the side. I don't take pop-outs or anything like that. To me, like I said, I know a lot of readers do take pop-outs, but to me, it's looking way too much into something that is completely normal. And this is a very slippery deck as well here, Virgo. But let's see what we have going on for you here in this reading. And it looks very interesting. My only warning to you, it actually looks very good. My only warning to you this week would be in and out energy. That's jumping out of my head. I don't want to forget because it's kind of showing up here at the end. But you have the Never Ending Story card with the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, very in and out type of energy. And even down here, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which lines up perfectly with this Knight of Wands in this first diagonal here. And the Wheel of Fortune to me is a good card, but it can represent a never-ending cycle. It can represent needing to take control, and we'll talk about that in just a minute here, Virgo. But you start off with the Owl Spirit. This card says you can see clearly now. So I feel like some of you can see that you maybe are in a cycle, and even just quite simply in your middle row here, it looks like you're just opening up to new opportunities in your life. So I feel like there could be a lot of new opportunities in multiple areas of your life, but it could definitely be love as well. In this first row, you have the Nine of Swords with the Six of Cups, which the Ten of Cups also popped out with the Six of Cups there, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Ten of Cups to me is like happy home, happy family. Six of Cups can represent children as well. But the Ten of Cups to me is kind of like fortune after difficulty, and you have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords can represent a difficult period of time. It's a card of being stuck in a nightmare, and it's a card of anxiety and depression and grief. But it's like this person they had a nightmare, and they are waking up from a nightmare, and they are still in a nightmare. So it's not just a card of a nightmare. It is a card of being stuck in a nightmare. So I feel like for some of you, maybe you have been stuck in a nightmare situation for a while. And again, I feel like it just is tied up to this never-ending story. So it definitely could be with a fire sign person. I'm also getting water as well. So it could be like a nightmare situation with a water sign person. Specifically, it could be a Sagittarius is what I'd say to you. Could also be one of the fixed signs as well. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo with this Wheel of Fortune. But I feel like this is some sort of nightmare situation that keeps replaying in your head. And again, we're going to clarify this at the end, so we'll get more detail. The Wheel of Fortune is, you realizing, and what's popping into my head for you is I feel like you know that you need to take care of some sort of never-ending story here with this card. The Wheel of Fortune is a very good card. It's a card of luck. It's a card of a turnaround. And it's a card of things improving for you as well here, Virgo. But it is a card that says you need to grab onto the wheel. The wheel is always spinning. The wheel represents destiny. It represents our fate. It represents the path that we're on. But it's like we can control the cycles. We can control our destiny with this card. There's a snake, as I always say, on the side of the Wheel of Fortune. The snake represents our vibrations, kind of like our feelings about things, how we feel, how we use our vibrations, how we manifest things in our lives. So I would definitely try to keep it positive here with that Wheel of Fortune. This could definitely be someone trying to come back from the past here. Virgo, again, Six of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, I don't really consider the Six of Cups to be an ex coming back card. Even if you read about the Six of Cups in like traditional tarot books, the Six of Cups says do not get stuck in nostalgia. It basically says do not get stuck in the past, right? The Nine of Swords is like an anchor. It's something that holds you back in the past. So I feel like for some of you, this could be someone trying to come back from the past. But again, I feel like it's a never-ending story. So I'd be careful of that. If you're not looking for love, again, I feel like you're just taking control of your life here, Virgo, with that Wheel of Fortune. Next, you have the opportunity card, so love it. Definitely some opportunities coming in for you here with the opportunity card, obviously. So what is the opportunity? Well, you have the Temperance card, the Page of Pentacles, and this Five of Swords. I feel like to kind of like fix something. So again, even if someone is coming back from the past, you could be, maybe you're not going back to this person, but maybe you are fixing the situation. This to me kind of looks like you could be kind of getting an apology here with this Ace of Swords in the future from a person, or you could be just getting communication. But again, I would just be careful with that never-ending story card. For others, I feel like this could be just a new life in general. Here, I feel like you've been getting these messages of having some sort of new life. For some of you, I almost get the feeling of wanting to kind of more run away with this Five of Swords card. I don't really consider the Five of Swords to be a card of running away. That is more the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but it's also a card of running away. And but I do get like the sense of wanting to escape something here. So I do feel like for some of you, it's like you're just trying to escape your circumstances. I feel like you are trying to create improvements, which again, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I feel like that's a good thing. In your last row here, you have the never-ending story card. So again, this is like something that repeats itself. With the Knight of Wands, it's like someone who's in and out, in and out, in and out. Could be a Sagittarius, like I said. I would definitely be careful of that energy. You have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. I do feel like for some of you, it's like someone who keeps coming back with the same old story is what I feel like saying. I feel like saying you've heard this before with this Wheel of Fortune coming up in this bottom row. Again, in just a minute, we're going to cover all the rows and we're going to clarify, just so you know, so we'll get more detail here, Virgo. But I feel like for some of you, it's like someone just keeps repeating the same story back and forth here. And I feel like you're done with it anyway. For others of you, this to me is like saying that you are moving away from the never-ending story. So I feel like your life has just been the same for too long. So the Knight of Wands is a card of building something. It is a card of your desires. And it is a card that says you need to move towards desire. You need to move towards things that you actually want to do in your life. This could be a job or a business. The Queen of Cups, I get the feeling that you're trying to fill your own cups with the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a card of nurturing, caring energy. But it can also be a card of like self-soothing energy, which is weird. That's not really what it means, but that's what's popping into my head, Virgo. And I read intuitively, as I always say. So, and the word self-soothing is popping to my head, but I don't think this is self-soothing. I feel like this is more you filling your own cups. I feel like you are making your life more comfortable. And you have the Ace of Swords, a victory. So I feel like there's some sort of victory coming in for you here soon, Virgo. But let's get to clarifying this. And I chose the two most slippery decks that I own to use for your reading. So that's that. But Virgo, let's see what we get for you. Between the Nine of Swords here and the Temperance card, you have the Eight of Diamonds. This card is called the Key. The Key is, number one, it's a good card. It can represent like material success on the horizon. So just more money coming in the future if you're looking for money. But it's also a card that says you hold the keys necessary to open doors in your life. I do get like a very independent vibes from this reading. I feel like I said the same thing to Taurus as well. I feel like this is one of those readings where it's like, yeah, there's love showing up here. Yes, there's this message of like a never-ending story, but I really feel like this reading is more about you taking your personal power back. I mean, you show up right here in the middle as the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is like an in-between time. It's like having learned something and getting ready to get started. It's like that in-between time where it's like you're thinking about launching something here. So I feel like you are almost launching like a rocket here, Virgo. So I like this. Yeah, look, you have the Queen of Diamonds as well between the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds is called the Crossroads in the Lenormand card reading system. And it just represents picking a new path, starting something new. Page of Pentacles, starting something new. Between the Wheel of Fortune here and this Five of Swords, you have the Lily. Like I said, this is someone who comes back into your life and they, always say the same thing. It's like they know, I feel like this is a person that knows exactly what to say to you to get you back. So if that's your story, I feel like this might only be for some of you, not all of you. If that's your story, I would be careful of that. For others, it's just a card of wisdom. Between the Temperance card here and the Knight of Wands, you have the Eight of Spades. This is called the Garden. Again, this card kind of represents taking a break. So some of you could be on a break, or you could have stepped away from like a person who's in and out of your life here. It is a card of a harvest, but again, I would say we're going to pull another card for your outcome here, Virgo. But I would say that your harvest will be coming from moving towards your desires. And again, we'll talk about that in a minute when we put this all together. You have between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Hearts. This card is called the Star. This card can represent star-crossed lovers, by the way. It can represent two people who are soulmates in, a certain way, but, who can't be together for whatever reason. If the Two of Cups, for example, showed up in your reading here, Virgo, I would be more likely to say that this is a stepping stone soulmate type of reading. A stepping stone soulmate is like a soulmate who's put in your life to show you, basically who's put into your life to create contrast. It's like a soulmate who's put into your life to show you something really great, but also something that you don't really want as well. And you don't have that here, but this is pretty close. So that's why I'm bringing it up. But this is a very good card for standing out. You've been getting these cards of like fame and fortune in your readings, Virgo. So I feel like if you're doing anything that involves standing out or getting attention, there's going to be a lot of success for you in the future. And again, we're going to see what comes up in your outcome in just a second. Yeah, between the Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords, you have the Scythe. This is the Jack of Diamonds. The Scythe just literally represents cutting someone out. And Ace of Swords to me can be a card of kind of like a breakup or cutting something out on the negative side of the scale. So, again, like I said, obviously this is like some sort of separation that you've been going through. For your outcome here, you can live whatever dream you want. Virgo, I've been saying this to you and Pisces for weeks because you and Pisces get very similar messages, but for you, Virgo, you have the Eight of Hearts here. This is called the Moon. The Moon represents kind of like your fantasies. The moon in the Lenormand is not like the moon in the tarot. Look, you have a moon right here on the opportunity card right here. So the moon in the Lenormand is like an opportunity. It is something that you want to create, Knight of Wands, your desires, something you want to build in your life. There is mystery, with this card, Virgo. It represents building because there's pyramids in the background on the Knight of Wands, but it's like, how do you build the pyramids, right? Nobody really knows how the pyramids were built, right? People claim they know, but it's like, do we really know how people move them around? No, we don't. So I feel like for some of you, the challenge with this card here is that the Eight of Hearts says you could have, with the Knight of Wands, could say that you have some sort of impossible dream or some sort of dream that you feel is impossible. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. I feel like you just have to put one foot in front of the other. The Eight of Hearts, the Moon card in the Lenormand, is very easy. It just says if we just take the first steps to get started on some sort of goal, wish, or dream that we have, we will be successful. Eight of Diamonds, just a card of diligence, card of taking the first steps right there. In your center row here, look at this. You have the King of Hearts. This is called the House. This is a card of safety, security, comfort, protection. And so this could be love coming in for you here. Definitely could be a water sign coming in for you in the future. I do feel like some of you are dealing with a water sign right now. And, that I feel like it could be going well. And so definitely could be a water sign. I feel like some of you could be buying a house or moving in with someone as well. That's definitely popping into my head with this card. So that would be nice. For others, this is just a card of comfort, like I said. And finally, in your bottom row here, you have the cross. This is the Six of Clubs. This is actually a card of great success. And the cross can represent, burdens. It basically represents having a cross to bear. But whose problem is this right here? It's other people's problems. The Six of Clubs says it's a card of success, but it says you need to not take on other people's burdens. You need to not worry about what other people will think about the things that you choose to do with your own life. That's the other challenge with the Moon. And also this Nine of Swords, by the way. I kind of get that feeling. And you had this Ten of Cups that popped out. Ten of Cups, really good card, but it represents the people around you. And if we kind of look at this as like an overall energy for the reading, it's like other people, family, friends, things like that could be affecting, your thought process or your ideas on what you want to do with your life. The Eight of Hearts says it's your life. You have to live your own life here. So this is a very interesting reading. I feel like a rocket is what I feel like. I said it earlier. I feel like some of you are just getting ready to blast off here, Virgo. Probably not this week, but I feel like you're damn close to really taking off here, especially with like this direction right here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. It's like kind of having learned about what you want in your life, having learned what you want to do. And again, we see contrast here as well in this reading. We have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords says you have recently seen a bunch of crap that you don't want in your life. Eight of Pentacles, or Eight of Diamonds, the details. The Eight of Diamonds is like you have learned you have kind of like learned what you do want and don't want. And the Knight of Wands is like just moving towards what you do want. So I feel like some of you need to do that. You have 2 sixes here, the 6 of Hearts and the 6 of Clubs. I love 2 sixes. To me, 2 sixes says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. You're doing the right thing that you need to do at this time. So I like that. The other thing that I would say is what's popping into my head is something is too hard. I feel like you need to tell yourself that something can be easy. I know that sounds stupid, Virgo, but I feel like it's like you're overcomplicating something with this 6 of Clubs. This to me is conventional wisdom is what's popping into my head. Very weird message, I'm not gonna lie. But it's like, so what the hell does that mean? It's like, well, maybe you think because conventional wisdom tells you that maybe you want to start a project or a business or whatever, and maybe there's like a certain way to do it, and maybe that's conventional wisdom. Maybe that's what's making it too hard. So I feel like if anything, it's such a weird message. I always hesitate to deliver these very general messages because people get mad, but I recently have stopped caring. So there you go. But, the reason people get mad is because they're like not specific, but I feel like they're important messages. So I'm just going to keep delivering them. Like I said, that's my job. But I feel like that something, and it could be anything in your life, it's like there's a certain way to do it. And I feel like once you get away from that mindset that things have to go a certain way, that's like where the success will be. So I feel like you need to challenge conventional wisdom. This to me would make sense. Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is a challenge to establish belief. So basically the same thing. But maybe that's where there is like some conflict and worry in your life coming up. So I hope that made sense. But I actually really like this reading a lot. I feel like it looks really good. Definitely a turnaround. I feel like it's all about you. I didn't really talk about that enough. I feel like it's more about you filling your own cups with this Queen of Hearts. But it looks really good. So thank you for watching and definitely enjoy your week.